What's up, everyone? This is Nima here, and I decided I'm going to drop all of my indie reviews from Indie World today. And I'm just going to do them as separate videos so if people want to check out one game, maybe not the other one. And I only picked up four of them, but I got to thinking I should really do a more in-depth review of Dodgeball Academia before I do anything else. For one, I will actually call it by its proper name instead of Dodgeball Academy as I did last time, and I apologize. And I actually apologize to Pocket Trap, who is the developers of the game, saying, "Sorry, I called your game the wrong name." Not cool, not cool at all. But so anyway, Dodgeball Academia has been a game that I just keep going back to. As I think I've mentioned it last time, it's a perfect Nintendo Switch game. It's a perfect mobile game. And I say it's perfect because it marries the world of like an RPG, which is what I like. Kind of has some turn-based elements, kind of has the active RPG elements as well. Um, but it doesn't impose itself upon the user too much. Meaning you can play it at your leisure. You don't have to get too deep into the story because the story is, well, it's relatively simple. It's a fun story. It's a cute little story. It's with some dark undertones. I'm not going to go too much into it because I really do advise that anyone who's interested in it buy it. But I will just say the story, it doesn't take away from the game at all. And as we all know, with some RPGs, after a while, the story just kind of it almost ruins it a little bit because it gets too deep, too far. You should have been paying attention to this or that. Oh, you didn't see this correlation, and there's a ton of issues like that, and that is not this game. This game is just a pick up and play, really really fun game. Concentrating on like the battling and that system in general, I think is really really cool. Um, it's almost addictive the way that you want to keep getting and leveling up and going into more and more battles just because of how much fun it is. It's simple, it takes like just a few buttons. I think in the first review I said two buttons, but it's more than that. Um, but in your main combat, it's only two buttons. You throw the dodgeball, you can charge up the dodgeball, and that's one button, and then you can defend with the other button. And that's your big mechanics right there. But it kind of has that turn-based yet action RPG aspect because if you don't have the dodgeball, you can't throw the dodgeball. And you're almost going back and forth in that kind of paradigm where they have the ball, they throw it at you, and vice versa. And at the same time, the rewards for that um, are a little predetermined. Your skills are your own organic, natural skills that you have. The main character in the game, he has like a fireball throw, where if you charge it up, you throw it at your combatant, it'll cause fire damage and cause like a burn damage. Well, as you level up your character, it automatically makes that skill more and more powerful. And so that's kind of cool. Again, I like it because it really adds to what this game is, which is a pick up and play, fun, turn off your brain kind of game. And they did so well with this, and so well with that. Even in that aspect of, hey, you level up, you're gonna make your character stronger, and here's the results of that. But we're not gonna make you sift through tons of possibilities of what you can do with your character because it's just not like a Skyrim kind of game. It's not one of those like super in-depth games. Um, but again, that's a good thing for this game. I think if it became that, it wouldn't be as fun. It wouldn't be what it is and what makes it really really good for anyone. Because I think if you are a fan of even those in-depth kind of deep RPGs, you're gonna have a ton of fun playing this game. Um, if you aren't an RPG person at all, you're gonna have a lot of fun playing this game. I really can't think of a lot of people who wouldn't enjoy this game. Now, the art design and the character and the graphical aspects of it are really really cutesy and fun, and they pop the colors, and it's bright. I've had no lag. I primarily play it in handheld on my Nintendo Switch. I haven't had any glitching. I haven't had any of those problems happen. Uh, I think there again, they just did a great job with all of the character design. I love it. It's got like that angsty, you know, kind of 12-year-old angsty look about it. I almost like think of like some of those cartoons like Loud House and some of those, and it really kind of represents that. Even though I'm not a, I'm a 35-year-old or 30 some year old man. I don't have, I'm not a fan of Loud House, but it just gives that character look. Um, and the music, the sound is, it's good. It's definitely passable. I don't know if it needs more dynamic music. It's kind of one of those like situations with this game as I've been looking at it. And could it do more? Yeah, it could, obviously. But I keep thinking this is really one of those situations where really less is more. Um, because you sign in with this game as it not being some super, super in-depth game. You sign up for it as a pick up and play, 10, 12 hours of gameplay. Of just like, I'm going to turn my brain off and have some fun. I'm gonna put on a movie. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna watch the new Office, the super fan seasons of The Office, and I'm gonna pick up this game and play it, and I can still do both. And that's what I really like about it. It's perfect for somebody like myself. Um, I had kind of played around with giving, mental health grades for games. Like, how well does this game help with mental health and help pacify some of that time? I would put this game on that as one of the higher ones on that list because it doesn't impose in sort of sending doom. It doesn't make you have to actively think and and go too in depth with the game, but at the same time, it keeps you very, very engaged. The combat system and even the little story. There is a story there. I know I downplayed it, but there is a fairly decent story there. It's very interesting. You want to find out what happens. It kind of reminds me of like an angsty cartoon. But I would definitely say, that my feelings on this game haven't changed since the first impression. It's a great game. It's a lot of fun. If you don't have this game, you haven't had the opportunity to pick it up, I would definitely suggest anyone pick it up. If you got the Xbox Game Pass, it's without a doubt worth a download. I just really can't find anything bad about it. The only thing that I would say is I wish or I hope maybe they add some DLC. They add a little bit of extra into it. And this is one of those games that if they added a DLC component, I would pay for it. I would definitely pay for it at that like, maybe 5 to 10 hour, add-on, yeah, that's totally worth it. Um, you just, you keep playing and going back and forth with the leveling up and the grinding that you don't even need to do for the game. You really don't. You can just play it straight through, go quest to quest to quest, but I would challenge anyone who picks up this game not to go do the grinding because of how much fun it is, how much fun the battles are. I really hope that there's other bigger RPG companies who maybe look at this formula and add that into their own RPGs. Because I really think that there's not a lot of games that have so, especially RPGs, that are so engaging with the combat system. It's simple, but so unique and so much fun. I really think that that would be, something that a lot of other game series could learn by, and it would be cool if they did have something more to that or something to learn from it. But yeah, anyway, it's a really really good game. I would say even the value for me gets a high mark because for it's like 10 hours, it's 13 hours long. It's about 25 bucks. It's worth more than $3 an hour. I'll put it that way. It's definitely worth more than $3 an hour. If this was at an arcade, I would just keep pumping money into it to keep playing by hour. Say graphics. I like them a lot. I like the art style. It doesn't push anything. It's not going to wow you graphically, but what it does do is very, very consistent, very bright, and the gameplay for me is just shockingly high. I really, really did not expect to enjoy this game as much as I have. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. See ya.